Well, I'm just about to start looking for properties after being in accommodation, but like I'm a bit scared because I know horror stories of people trying to find flats in Stirling. Like my brother, he goes to uni as well. He started to look for accommodation start of July, end of June last summer, and they couldn't find a place. They've had to end up going into like this private accommodation where it's like 750 a month, but if they go over a certain amount of like electricity, they get charged extra. People know that students just have limited options, so they can kind of take advantage like that. They'll get away with it. I'd say you get the few that seem quite okay priced. Obviously, private accommodation is insane. 950 a month was the price that I looked at for one of the accommodations in Stirling, for a two-bed ensuite flat. It was quite small. I went to go see it, and you would expect quite a lot for that amount of money. And a lot of people just don't want to spend like the money over summer, which I do get. But then you're left with your only option is either to go back into like Stirling student accommodation or extremely overpriced private accommodation. I think it's annoying because you kind of have to choose between having like an okay standard of living and having any money. I don't know. I think you just have to get in there quick and like have a plan sorted as well. Yes. So I've been in Stirling student accommodation in a 5-bed flat with 2 bathrooms. But at the start of this year, we had a really bad leak, and we tried to get like accommodation services to come in and have a look at it, and they didn't for a long time. And so like all this water was just like dripping through it, and it was quite a bad leak. And then finally we got student accommodation services to come and look at it, but they like peeled a bit off the wall because obviously like it had been leaking for so long that the wall was so damp, and the whole ceiling came down. At first they didn't do anything. There was maybe like 2 weeks that it just lay like that, and they put like an out of order sign. So it was 6 of us. It was a 5-bed. Sorry, it's a 6-bed flat and all of us were using one toilet for 2 weeks, which was quite tough. Wasn't the most ideal situation. Yeah, so we demanded compensation from them, but they, instead of like, their response to that was giving us the option to move out to another flat, but with 5 weeks left in the semester, like nobody was going to want to do that. So they gave us like the keys to this other flat where we could go and use the toilet, but we had to like leave our building and go like across to another building to use the bathroom, and that was supposed to like ease congestion on our toilet, but it just wasn't ideal, and it just seems like the lengths they would go to not give us any compensation. Recently it got fixed. They told us at the start that we had to wait for the wall to dry for it then to get fixed, but then they didn't really seem to be doing much about it, I don't think. And then as soon as we demanded compensation, they kind of started to like listen. It's the assumption that I think students will just deal with whatever conditions they're given and they'll just be happy with it. For the amount of money they're charging, it's not good enough, especially from the uni. I think for uni run accommodations, they should have a responsibility to like take care of the students, but they weren't. And I heard of someone last year who went into a flat in Stirling for second year, and after 3 weeks of living there, they realised that the flat was full of mould, and so the landlord had to just like stop the contract and get them out. And by that time, it was too late to find anywhere in Stirling, so one of them ended up having to commute from, I think it was like Dundee area, like had to commute in. I don't know for how long, but